Manchester United are doing something very dangerous right now. And no, this is not about another £80 million signing. It is not about chasing the biggest name in Europe. It is not about throwing money at a problem and hoping it disappears. This is much smarter than that. Because United may have found a way to get tomorrow's superstars before they become impossible to buy. Chido Obi from Arsenal, Ayden from Arsenal, and now Jeremy Monga from Leicester City. If United pull this off, they could have secured 3 of the most exciting young talents in English football for less than £10 million combined. That is crazy. In today's market, £10 million barely buys you a decent squad player. But United might be using that money to build the next generation. And this is why the Jeremy Monga story is bigger than one player. This is not just a transfer rumour, this is a pattern. 1 Wonderkid can be luck, 2 Wonderkids can be opportunity. But 3 starts to look like a strategy. And if this is the new Manchester United, a club that no longer waits until players cost £60 million, a club that moves before the market wakes up, then the Premier League should be very worried. Because for years, United were the club getting played in the transfer market. Now maybe for the first time in a long time, United are the ones playing the market. And Jeremy Monga might be the clearest sign yet. To fully understand why this matters, you have to remember what Manchester United became in the transfer market. For years, United were always late. Late to the talent, late to the profile, late to the problem. They waited until players became obvious. Until every scout knew them, every agent knew their value, and every selling club knew United were desperate. And once Manchester United looked desperate, the price was never normal again. That is the United tax. A £40 million player suddenly became £70 million. A £60 million player suddenly became £90 million. And before long, United were not buying value, they were buying pressure. They were buying names. That is why this new approach feels different. Because the smartest clubs do not wait until the world is fighting over a player. They move before the explosion, before the professional contract makes everything complicated, before the teenager becomes a £50 million problem. That is where United seem to be moving now. Not at the top of the market, not where everyone is shouting, but earlier, quieter, smarter. Chido Obi was not a normal signing. Ayden was not a normal signing. And Jeremy Monga would not be a normal signing either. This is United attacking a very specific window, the moment when elite young players are still cheap enough to get, but talented enough to change the future. And that is the scary part, because United are no longer just asking, who is good? They are asking, who is about to become impossible to buy? That one question changes everything. It changes the price, it changes the timing, it changes the whole strategy. And it is exactly why this Jeremy Monga pursuit might be one of the smartest moves United have made in years. So what exactly are United doing? This is where the story gets interesting, because this is not just normal academy recruitment. This is what I call the scholarship raid. The idea is simple but ruthless. In England, young players cannot sign full professional contracts until they turn 17. That creates a small window where elite 16-year-olds can still be vulnerable. They may be highly rated. They may be wanted by their club. They may even have a professional deal waiting for them. But until everything is fully locked in, there is still a door open. And United seem to be walking straight through that door. They are not waiting until these players become first-team stars. They are not waiting until the price becomes ridiculous. They are identifying them before the market explodes, before the agent has 10 clubs fighting, before the player becomes impossible to touch. And the clever part is not just the money, it is the pathway. Because when United speak to these young players now, they are not just offering wages. They are offering a story. Come to Old Trafford, train with elite players, develop inside one of the biggest clubs in the world. And if you are good enough, there is a route to the first team. That is the pitch. And that is why this is dangerous. Because if United can convince elite teenagers that Old Trafford is not just a big name, but a real pathway, then the whole recruitment game changes. Suddenly, United are not paying £60 million for tomorrow's superstar. They are taking him before tomorrow arrives. And that is exactly why Chido Obi and Ayden matter so much. Because they were not just signings, they were proof that the pitch works. Chido Obi was the warning shot, because this was not some random academy player United pulled from nowhere. This was one of Arsenal's most talked about young talents. a striker with ridiculous youth-level numbers, the kind of prospect clubs normally protect at all costs. But United saw the opening. They moved before he became a first-team asset, before the price became silly, before Arsenal could turn potential into power. And that is what made the move so interesting. United did not buy the finished product. They bought the possibility. They bought the moment before the explosion. But one signing can be dismissed. People can say it was luck. People can say Arsenal mishandled it. People can say the player just wanted a change. Fine. But then came Ayden Heaven, another Arsenal talent, another highly rated academy player, another young player United managed to convince. And suddenly, this was not just a one-off anymore. Because when the same club takes two major prospects from one of the best academies in the country, you have to start asking bigger questions. What are United telling these players? What pathway are they selling? What are these families and agents seeing at Old Trafford that makes them believe the move is worth it? That is the part rivals should be worried about. Because United are not just winning with money here. They are winning with belief. They are convincing elite teenagers that Manchester United is the place where their future can move faster. And now Jeremy Monga could become the third name in the pattern. And if United can keep doing this, they will not just be signing young players, they will be stealing years from the market. And that brings us to Jeremy Monga. Because if Chido Obi was the warning and Ayden Heaven was the confirmation, then Jeremy Monga feels like the upgrade. This is not just another academy kid with potential. This is a 16-year-old winger who has already tasted senior football. He has already stepped onto Premier League and Championship pitches. He has already played against grown men in one of the worst Leicester teams for years. And that matters, because there is a big difference between dominating youth football and surviving senior football and fighting relegation. At academy level, talent can fool you, pace can fool you, size can fool you. But senior football asks different questions. Can you handle contact? Can you make decisions under real pressure? Can you play when the crowd is loud, the fullback is stronger, and every mistake actually matters? Monga has already started answering those questions. And that is why so many clubs are watching him. But here is where the United angle becomes even more interesting. United do not just need another Wonderkid, they need his profile. Look at the attack they are building. Chido Obi gives them a future striker. Benjamin Šeško gives them power through the middle. Brian Mbeumo and Amad Diallo give them danger from the right. Matheus Cunha gives them movement and chaos between the lines. But on the left side, there is still a gap, a natural winger, a 1v1 threat, someone who can carry the ball, commit defenders, create separation, and open the pitch. That is why Monga makes sense. He is not just a shiny name, he fits the squad. And that is what smart recruitment is supposed to look like. Buying the right talent at the right time for the right role. And this is why Leicester's situation matters. Because if Monga was locked into a long professional contract at a stable Premier League club, this conversation would probably be completely different. The price would be ridiculous. The competition would be brutal. And United might be fighting the same old fight they have lost too many times before. But now, the timing has created an opening. A young player with elite potential. A club in a vulnerable position. A market that has not fully priced him yet. And Manchester United, standing there with a pathway, a plan, and a chance to move before everyone else. That is the scary part, because Monga is not just the next Wonderkid. He is the clearest test of whether this new United strategy is real. If United land him, they are not just adding a talented winger. This strategy is different. This is not United reacting to the market. This is United moving before the market forms, before the bidding war, before the price tag, before the player becomes a global obsession. That is how smart clubs operate. Brighton have done it. Dortmund have done it. Manchester City have done it. Chelsea have tried to do it by buying almost every Wonderkid they can find. But if Manchester United start doing it properly, that changes the whole equation. Because United have something most clubs cannot match. The size, the attention, the academy history, the global pull, and most importantly, the emotional power of being the club where young players believe they can become stars. That is what makes this dangerous. If Chido Obi develops, United win. If Ayden Heaven develops, United win. If Jeremy Monga signs and develops, United win big. And even if only one of them becomes a genuine first-team player, the entire strategy pays for itself. That is the beauty of it. The risk is small, the upside is enormous. 3 elite teenage talents for less than £10 million combined. That is not just recruitment, That is market robbery. So yes, Jeremy Monga is still young. Yes, there are no guarantees. Yes, potential does not always become reality. But the point is not that every Wonderkid will make it. The point is that Manchester United are finally trying to buy the future before the future becomes overpriced. Chido was the warning. Heaven was the confirmation. Monga could be the statement. And if United keep doing this, rivals should not just be annoyed, they should be worried. Because Manchester United may have finally remembered something every great club knows. You do not dominate the future by waiting for it. You dominate the future by getting there first.